What is up, everybody? Welcome back to VogelStang. Thanks for checking out this video. So today is a good day. I'm going to tell you why. We are installing our first performance mod. Yep. So we've got the JLT cold air intake, and we have an N gauge, and we have a bass tune to install. So good things are ahead. So this is pretty exciting. So let's do it. First thing we're gonna do is we gotta remove the strut tower a little bit so I can take the cover off, the engine cover, so we can get at the screws for the existing intake. Okay. These are 15mm nuts, and I'm using a 13mm socket. Which obviously doesn't work. Just gonna break them loose. And come back with this. I don't think I'm gonna have to take it off all the way. Because really, we just need to pop the engine cover off. That's what's most important here. And that is a 10mm. And what I like to do with this is just take a magnetic tool and grab the nut. Okay. Why struggle? Alright, let's get the instructions out here. Remove the stock air box. I don't have a screwdriver. I need a screwdriver. Remove the stock air box by loosening the clamp. Screwdriver. So that's right here. $10mm bolt in the air box. It should be over here. Unplug the two PCV connections. Be this one here. This clip for it is underneath here. There you go. It's underneath. You gotta reach under and push it back, and then it comes off. Vacuum. Sound tube. Ugh. Okay. Remove the mass airflow sensor. This little red clip under here. Right there. Pull that back. And it slides off, very easy. And it's attached right here to the air box. Got to remove that as well. And that should come off. Easy as that. Okay, so one other thing here. It's a long story, but I already have the dreaded nut that holds on the sound tube. I already have that removed. Again, long story. I would tell it to you guys, but it would make this video too long. But we can take this off now. All right, next step in the process. Oh yeah, we're already on page 2. Where's, oh, it's on the back. Back at page 1, not page 2. Remove rubber locating spacer and install an apron panel. Mount a grommet and metal insert from stock airbox and install into the JLT heat shield. Set JLT shield into stock location and bolt down using stock airbox bolt. All right, we need the rubber grommet. Where is the rubber grommet? Ah, here's the rubber grommet. We need this piece. Yeah. All right, I need that piece, and we also need this piece. Take the middle piece out first here. All right. Push that down through. This goes right here. Let's get our air box. Alright, and this piece is going to go. You should probably work it in from the bottom. Okay, insert the metal piece now. Good. Alright. Set the JLT shield into stock location and bolt down using the stock airbox bolt. Slide fresh air duct forward onto fresh air inlet in the grill and lock between 2 locating pins. locating pins. 2 locating pins. Must be these little nubby. You mean little nubby plastic pieces? Okay. I know you don't have to do this, but I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna remove this cover here. Because I'm finding it a little bit difficult to get to the air inlet. I can't really see what I'm doing, and I like to see what I'm doing, if at all possible. So I know sometimes it's not possible, but in this case, if I can remove something that only takes me a few minutes to remove, so it makes things easier, I'm gonna do that. There we go. Okay, so here we go. That makes it so I can see a lot better. So here's where we're trying to get this piece to slide over the air inlet plastic piece right here. And it's like a regular shape. It's in a regular shape, not really going in the way that it should be. Okay, so that looks like it's positioned correctly. So I mean, it's like kind of way off here. Maybe I should screw this in a little bit first. Okay, so it's in there. Remove the stock mass airflow sensor from your airbox using a T20 Torx driver and install in the JLT tube using supplied screws and mass airflow gasket. Alright, T20. And if I remember correctly, there's also a little rubber gasket on here that you have to remove. Right there. This piece. Let's take that off. Alright. Here's the supplied gasket. And screws. That's backwards. And get that in there. I'm not going to do it up here because I don't want the screws potentially falling down into the engine. So I'll do it down here. It's not going into the hole. We have penetration. Next step is attach the reducer and clamps to the throttle body, end of JLT tube, and the air filter to the large end. Lower tube assembly down into the throttle body and into the airbox. Clamps only need to be snug. Do not over tighten. So I have the reducer on here already also. And we'll put that like so to make it the way that the other one was. Come on. You know you want to go in there. You can do it. Do it. Get on there. Alright, no, it's not on enough. And that looks good. I'm just gonna feel around the whole thing to make sure that it's on there nice and good, and we have a good seal. So we'll tighten it down. As per the instructions, we will make it snug and not over tighten. But imagine somebody like me versus, like, you know, if Arnold Schwarzenegger was working on the car. We'd have varying opinions of what over the tightening is, wouldn't we? Ow. Alright, so that's, I mean, that's not over tight, but it's snug. And connect this vacuum line. That's kind of funky. And our PCV valve or tube, this just turns and this swivels on here, so that way we can get the connection we need, which will be like, I think this. There we go. Push this down a little bit. Okay, and our mass airflow sensor is try here, and there should be a hole right there. Put that in there. This goes into here, and push in the red clip, and we're connected. I'm just going to double check those screws. Now that it's in here, just want to make sure that feels nice and snug. That's nice and snug. That looks good. All right, and then there's also this optional piece here. If you want a nice tight seal on the intake housing here, so that way no hot air from the engine can get into this housing. You throw this in here like that, like so, like that, and that should keep it from sucking in the hot air from the engine bay here. Checklist. Did we miss anything? I think we got everything. Alright, so the sound tube is gone. You can see I do have the plug in the hole that's there. Alright, so checklist. We've got our hose connected. Our vacuum hose is connected. We got our PCV line hose. That's connected. Nice and secure. Mass airflow sensor is connected. Red clip is pushed in. Air filter is on there. That's good. The 10mm bolt from the housing is on there. The rubber grommet is underneath there. We have the air intake tubes secured onto the plastic intake from the car, from the bumper here. We have our screw from our clamp tightened down. It's not overly tightened, but snugged pretty good. That is it. All right, so that's super easy installation, not too much of a pain. Let's go ahead and put the engine cover back on. Just throw that in there. That's a part that can get lost easily. All right, so lift that up and find the holes. Where are you? Oh, you're right there. Push down so that way it's secured. This doesn't fit well with whoa, interesting. Very interesting. I don't know if does this that's a tight fit right there. There we go. Okay, so that's a much tighter fit with the engine cover. And let's get the bolts, not that one, or the nuts rather. And I like to use this method to get these nuts back on. Just throw it on there, find a bolt, and just get it started. Same thing with this one. There we go. Get it started. That's good. Come back with our 10mm. Tighten them down. All right. Throw our plastic clips back in. Let's get our 15mm. Put our strut tower back on. Start that nut on there. And I'll hit those. I don't like to go too tight on those because this actually goes tighter than what the torque spec is on those. And we'll grab our torque wrench. And I'm already set at, it's supposed to be 41, but I don't have 41. I only could do 40 or 42, so I'll just go to 42. Tighten them down. Put the clip back on. And one last thing is we got to put this plastic cover back on. Get it in place. Get your clips. I'm missing one actually, so I usually leave that one out. That's it. We are done. So that is the JLT cold air intake. Not a bad install at all. So my next video though, I'm going to record it now, but I'm going to separate these videos. I'm going to have one that is just for the cold air intake, and then I'm going to put up one that covers the tune, and then maybe another one with some driving impressions. I need to mention is I'm working with Palm Beach Dyno. There's no reason why I chose them over, say, Lund. Just I had to choose one, and they both seem to be great companies that offer great tunes and support. So there was no rhyme or reason behind my decision other than I have to choose one, and basically it was kind of a flip of a coin in my head, and I went with Palm Beach Dyno. And so I think we found the most challenging thing that I've had to do on Deathstroke so far. It is that the 10mm nut that holds the sound tube in place. I didn't record it because it took me forever. I don't even know how long it was, but you could see right there. There's a stud that it was on, and let's just say that was painful in many ways, physically and mentally. Yeah, I'm pretty chewed up. Away with you. I'm done with you.